Hello my crafty friends, how are you doing today? Welcome to my channel, Turquoise Dreaming. This is Sheree and I'm here with my Saturday bundles. So yep, I've been doing this for a few weeks now and having fun with it. So yeah, I've been working on these bundles the last couple of days, or actually the last 24 hours, I guess it was. And I decided to do these three. So the first little bundle is something different than I've ever done before, and these were some trims that I recently picked up, and I thought they were so pretty, and I had so much of them I thought why not share them in my Etsy. So I have 4 of these ready. They're just wound around, they're all the same, and they're wound around a piece of cardboard and they're taped back here. So all you have to do when you get them is just peel off that little piece of tape and you're ready to go. So there's 1 yard of each. So this is the red and silver kind of, they're all kind of boho trims. You can see each one is like this, you know, that's 3. There's 3 different ones. Let me measure the width of these. These are about 1 1/4 inch wide, and they're 1 yard long. Yep. So yeah, you can see this one's kind of got red, it's kind of an orangey red, yellow and silver, kind of glittery silver color. And you of course can see the gold, I think, in these two. This one's black and gold, and this is turquoise black and gold. So yeah, 1 yard each, and they'll be in my shop. Everything you see here will be in my shop when you see this video. So you can see kind of, can you see this side here? Is quite a bit there, but it's 1 yard each. So, and I've got 4 of those ready to go. So those will be in my shop when you see this video. And that was a lot of fun to get together. I've never put trims, gotten to putting trims like that in my shop before. I've had trims in my shop, but I've never got a little bundle like that together. So that was a lot of fun. And then this one is another boho. I have 2 of these. I'm just going to show you one. It's a fun little bundle I put together. So this is a little string from my rag rug, and I actually saw this color in my basket that I keep this, and I was like, that's a perfect color for a boho, you know, bundle. So I'll tell you about this little goodie bag in a second, but let me just run through. Each one is pretty much the same. I tried to make the fabrics pretty much the same in each bundle, and kind of, or just, they're either the same or divided equally between the two, you know what I mean? Like maybe this one has 2 pieces of a certain fabric and the other one has 1, or vice versa type of thing. So let me just run through this real quick. If you remember, I used these on my boho journal, and that was the one with the pretty flower on the front, and it's in my shop if you're interested. But this is the white, this was a white shawl, and I showed you these in one of my Thrifty Thursday, and I had picked all these fabrics up on the same day, and they're all close together. I thought someone, you know, that wears sari silk kind of clothes, and you know, blingy kind of clothes like that, somebody donated a bunch of things to the thrift shop, and I was there on the right day because I got to go get them, and they were so pretty, and that made such a pretty journal too. So it's a piece of this, or actually 2 pieces here I see, and it has these silver little sequins on, and each bundle has a piece of this with some tassels on it. So there's four white tassels on here, so you can leave them on, you can cut them off. I cut a couple off of the pieces that I kept, and I'm going to put them, or I might have already done, I think I did already do it, put a little paper clip through there so I could use them as paper clips in my journal. So that is, yeah, there's 2 pieces of that. And so next is this red. It's actually kind of like burgundy or maroon with the gold. This is like stitching, like embroidery. And so there's a big piece of that. And like I said, each bundle is the same, but say, you know, this one might have 2, and like say this one has 1 big one, and the other one has 2 the same size, but two pieces. So I'm just trying to explain that the best I can, but I'm not saying that's what it is in the other one. I'm just saying that's an example of what you could find in the other bundle. So I don't have to go through both bundles. There's a piece of this fabric in both. This is like a crinkly little thin fabric with all the sequins sewn on there, and you know, sequins here And there's also little beads, the silver beads and like baguette beads here. So, and there's baguette beads in between each of these. It's very intricate actually. Baguette beads in between each of these sequins right here. They are clear, so you might not be able to see them. Let me hold it up to the camera a little bit more. Maybe you can. I'm not sure, but yeah, there's little clear like baguette beads in between each of those blue sequins here that form the leaves. So these are the veins and the leaves, and really pretty little fabric there. This is a piece of the soft pillow cover. This is all I had. I think I had 2 pieces left, and I think that was it. So there might be a piece in the scrap bag, but yeah, just a piece of that pillow cover that I also use. Is so soft in that journal. So yeah, because I'm turning these upside down. And a piece of this one. It's got lime green in the back with all the stitching. And let's see, am I showing you the front? Here's the front. The front and back are both pretty, so it's hard to tell which is the front and back. But the back has the stitching. The front has the sequins and beads on it. So a lot of stitching, as you can see. It's a pretty good sized piece here. And this, let's see, there's sequins here and beads. I'm trying to see. They are small, but those are beads. Yeah. So that's an example of what's all over this besides the stitching. There's sequins here too. Just really pretty piece of fabric to use as you wish. So that. Then this is another piece of burgundy, but this one has what I described as stenciling or painting. It almost looks like, I think it might actually be some kind of gold paint on there. And there's a good sized piece of that. Most of these I tried to cut out with pinking shears. I think all of them I did. And this is another piece of just solid lime green that was part of those garments, the sari garments that I cut apart. And then this was a lining in one of the garments, but I thought it was nice. It would make a really great background on just about anything, but it's kind of a tan or a light tan with polka dots on it. And I think you can probably see those in the camera. Maybe not as well as I can in person, but they are light. So, and this is the other piece that has stitching and the mirrors on it. What I'm calling mirrors anyway. They look like mirrors to me. But a lot of stitching. It's tan but in the background like that fabric I just showed you with the polka dots. But it has all this piece with the, like, this was the inside of this, and this is the outside. And so this piece has all the stitching and beautiful little mirrors and everything. Let's see, right here this is, I see if these are beads. That's stitching, right? There's some silver on here, and that is stitching also. So those are just very different and beautiful garments that I had found that day. So that, and then a piece of this blue, which I love. This black and blue. Isn't that pretty? I just love this piece. Probably my favorite in the whole thing. I don't know. I think I don't want to pick favorites in the colors, but you know, my name of my channel is Turquoise Dreaming, so I kind of lean toward the blue side of things, I think. So blue is green. Okay, so that's the pile there, and then each one has a little goodie bag. So it's a little goodie scrap bag, and this is what was left out of these, you know, pieces that I had been working with my journal and everything, these little scrap pieces. So I went ahead and divided them up. I thought it would be fun to have a little scrap baggie in here, a little scrap goodie bag. So it's just some of the, you know, the blue and green. There's a little strip here of burgundy with some of that paint, what I described as painted. Well, that doesn't have very much of it, but there's a little piece there. So that was just part of a hem, but I mean, I didn't want to throw it away, you know what I mean? Oh, here's another little piece of that pillowcase. I told you I didn't have very much left. I had that piece there, that square, and this little piece right here. It was a strip, and I divided it among both of the, it was a little tiny strip that I divided between both of the bundles here. A piece of this is a stitch on here, this black with stitched stitching. I think this is the back and this is the front. But of course you can turn it around and use it whichever way you want, right? These got to fit back in that baggie, so. And oh, that's another piece of the black and blue. This is, oh, there's another piece, good, better piece of that painted fabric with the burgundy on the back. And this has the painting on it. A piece, I saved every little piece of that fabric. This is a piece that, just a little piece with this, you know, that had the stitching, the green with the stitching and the beads all over it. And the sequins, I think it had on it too. Yep, that has sequins on it right there. So some of those pieces. And oh, these were in there too. Yeah, this is a piece here. This was part of a hem or something here. But this side has the blue with the sequins and this stitching down the middle. Here's what the back looks like. It's like 2 layers. So this side has the green and has some stitching over there. This is the stitching to hold on the sequins though. And then this little piece is in there, a little kind of applique. It has a little piece of bling right there in the middle with some beads right around it and just all kind of sewing for the applique part of it. So that was in this little goodie bag. So this bundle, each of these little, I'm going to call, oh, here's another piece I dropped. This is kind of a trim. That is a trim. So yeah, each of them have the bundle and the scrap. The boho, I'm going to call them boho bundles. And these, when they're in my shop, you'll see boho bundles. And I'll have a link below this video of all the bundle, the Etsy listings too. But yeah, each of them have the bundle plus a little scrap goodie bag with each bundle. I've never done that before, so I thought that was fun. Have a little goodie bag with your bundle. I have goodies, but not a little goodie bag, so that was fun. Okay, so that was, I've got 2 of those. 2 of those, 4 of the trim bundles, and then let me get some of these little fibers off of here so they don't get all over everything. Sorry, I gotta clean up for a second. Okay, and then this is my Thrifty Thursday bundle for this week. So I divided up things that I brought home and showed you. Excuse me. I brought home and showed you in my Thrifty Thursday this week. So I'm going to put on this listing 7/21/22 because that was a Thrifty Thursday that I showed you these. In case you want to go back and look at that video, you can see, you know, what I brought home that day. And and then when I do this listing, I'll have this video linked in the listing, so if somebody wants to see it flip through. But I think I can have 3 or I think I can make up 3 or 4 of these at least. So let me show you what's in this week's Thrifty Thursday bundle. And this is going to be called Sheree's Thrifty Thursday Thrift Shop Bundle. But 7, it'll have the date 7/21/22 in the title. So I had brought home some, like, these aren't full, you know, new unopened seam bindings or anything. This is a hem facing, so it's a little thicker. I brought home a seam binding, a black seam binding, so that could be in another bundle. And I brought home, I think, what was the other color? It was another kind of vintagey color, like a peachy gold or something. It was like a vintagey looking mauve or something like that. It was a cool color. It might have been gold though. I don't have it right here. And then I brought home a spool of ribbon. So here's a piece of that orange ribbon. I brought home the owl ribbon. And this is grosgrain. This is really nice with the yellow, with the owls. That would be, I picture it in a Halloween journal. So that's what I'm going to use it for. Both of those, orange and owl ribbon. And then this is a piece of that ruffle that I brought home. So I shared that with you. I brought home, I think I brought these home last week. So like the week before, 7/21, the previous Thursday. But I was going to put them in a listing and put just, you know, these are hook and eyes cards, vintage. And I was going to put a listing just for these. And I thought, well, I'll just share them on my Thrifty Thursday. I think that would be more fun than just having a listing of hook and eye cards. And these, I have 3 different ones, so I have enough for 3 bundles at least. And these are fun. I mean, I've used them. I mean, you could use this one, the shape of it, the shape that it is. You could use it for a pocket, or you could use it for a tuck spot. You know, if you want to use it this way, or you know, decorate something. But I just think these are fun to put in journals. And then I had brought home that little pack of craft cards, so I just share some of those with you. I've got 2 the card and the envelope, two of those, two sets. And I put I brought home, I'm surprised I did this, but I brought home four or five little golden books, and I put one in each of the first three. I got three, picked out three for the first three bundles, or I think I can get four together. I know I have three of these little golden books, and I have plenty of little golden books, so I can always find another one to put into these bundles, but they are all in really nice shape. So that's what would be in these, in any of these bundles that I have in that listing for this week. A nice, little golden book that's in decent shape. I mean, you can't get better than that for a vintage book, right? This one is 1996, so it's Roman numerals, but it is 1996. So I'm just saying that because it takes me a second to add and subtract the Roman numerals, so the letters. Okay, so that book, and it'll be a different little golden book, of course, in each bundle. So I showed you the pillowcases this week, vintage pillowcases. So I did cut them up. So I've got a good sized piece of both of the pillowcases that I showed you. Isn't that beautiful? So it is pillowcase. So one piece will have a hem, where the end of the pillowcase is, where you put your pillow in. So this one doesn't happen to have that hem, but one of the pieces from each pillowcase will have that hem, and that is in one or two of these bundles. So that's that one. And then that was more pink, yellow, and blue, and this one's green, pink, and blue. But another good size piece here. Now this one has a hole in it, so that's probably why it was at the thrift shop. It has a hole right there. But these are, I'm not saying any of these are perfect by any means. I'm just, I try to pick out the best things I can, and if they're not perfect, that's because I got them from a thrift shop. They are not new, they are vintage. All of these things are vintage except for the craft cards. I'm sure they're not vintage, but they're fun. Okay, so I brought home quite a few books. I was noticing when I started getting some book pages ready for you in these bundles, and I was like, wow, I brought home a lot of books last week. But I brought home a lot of good books, and I think you'll really enjoy these if you get one of these bundles. So that tall book, that was a very sturdy book, but I won. Between me and the book, I won. I got the pages out, and I got them out like this. So isn't that neat? So you have them together. You can leave them together, take them apart, do whatever you want. But there's 2 pages there, and there's 2 pages here. So you got 4 of those. And then there was the Popular Mechanics book. I put the same amount of pages in each bundle, but of course they're different pages because that's how it is. So 1, 2, I'll show you the pages. They're like this. If you didn't see that video on Thursday, Popular Mechanics, they have a lot of drawings and diagrams and pictures, and I think they're really fun. They kind of look like an encyclopedia the way they're set out in columns, and I just think they're very interesting. That you can make some great journaling cards, or just use the pages in your journal, or you can make envelopes or whatever you want in your paper crafting. And some of them are very, it's vintage, of course, and some of them are even a little bit retro. So this is from the typing book. I cut up every single book. I was surprised at myself, but I did already do that for these bundles. It was kind of fun because I usually, it'd be like put them on my shelf or put them somewhere to be processed. But it was kind of fun to go ahead and take them apart. So I really enjoyed that. So this is from the typing book. You know how typing books are. You've got these nice long pages, and you can turn them this way for a journal, or turn them this way, or cut them up, or whatever. You got pictures once in a while, and it's really cool fonts because the way it is with that, people are learning how to type, so they space the words and the lines apart and everything. So really neat. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 of those. I tried to put enough in here so that you would get a good amount in these bundles. This is from the Ideals book. Yes, I even took that apart. I couldn't believe it. But here's a beautiful Christmas. It was a Christmas edition, and it is vintage. this one probably has the copyright on it. This is the contents page. It was, what was this one? It's 1992, and that is vintage. So it has a little name written here very neatly. So you've got 1, 2. Oh, what I did with this is I think I put 4. I have the other 2 bundles already ready, 2 more bundles already, but I think I can get a 4th one together. I was just running out of time tonight. This is Saturday night, I mean Friday night, and I want this to be posted tomorrow, tomorrow morning early. So what I did was I was able to get the pages out in little sections like this where I could keep them together, and I just kept them together however many I got apart. Like I think this one has 5 and the other 2 have 4. But I wasn't going to be like, no, you can't have 5 pages. I'm taking one off of here. You know what I mean? I just was like, oh, I got some pages together. I'm just going to leave them together. And then that will leave somebody to be able to maybe keep them together too if they want to, right? So this one does happen to have the 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can see they're beautiful pictures. I mean, look at that. You can't get any more vintagey looking than that, right? And they of course have, it was vintage, and they put a more vintagey looking picture in here. These are snowman, looks like snowman cookies and little gingerbread. I know I don't need to go into that, but these pictures are so gorgeous. Very vintagey. Christmas tree there and decorations. So yeah, beautiful Ideals magazine pages. In case you've never had any of those, here's your chance. And the piano book, I did put some of those in here. I put 2 pages, and I tried to get some without. I think I tried to put some in each one that didn't have any writing. You know what I mean? I don't mind the writing, but I didn't know if y'all would want it, so I just kept the ones with the writing. I'll use those. So these are fun to coffee dye too, if you wanted to coffee dye them piano book pages, or just use them like this. I mean, look how fun are these pictures, right? So there's 2 of those. And then the music manuscript book, I did take that apart, and I've got, I think, 4 pages in here. This is a nice thick paper too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 of those. And this is the whatchamacallit. I'll think of it in a second, but the cookbook. The cookbook. The name of it's not here, but 1, 2, 3. 3 of those. Okay, so 3 of those. So I thought that was a nice little bundle of book pages, and all different sizes and shapes and types. So that is it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the little flip through here, and that you'll enjoy these bundles. I still have, I think I have 2 or 3 more left from last week if somebody wanted to grab that one. Well, I still have a few of those goodies, and then I have, like I said, 3 ready of this one, and I think I can get 1 more together. These 4, I have 4 of these little trim bundles together. And if you grab one of those Boho bundles of fabric and things, let me see, I put it over here beside me. Just a second, let me grab it. Yeah, one of these. If you grab one of these, you might want one of these too. I just thought of that. I didn't plan that either. I was just like, I knew I wanted to get these together, and this was, this fabric was still here, and I needed to, do something with it, put away, whatever. So I put my portion away. Well, actually, I have my portions in here that I still have to put away, and I divided the rest up between these 2 bundles. So 2 of these, 4 of these, 3 or 4 of these. I'm going to go ahead and put 4 because I know I could probably, well, you know what? I don't have any more of this ruffle, but I have other things. If something is like this ruffle that I don't have any more of, I will put something in the 4th one. Just as nice. Well, it might be one of my homemade ruffles, but I like to make ruffles. I'll pick out a nice one for you. I have some made out of vintage sheets that I have in my stash, so that's what I would do if I ran out of anything. I think I have more of everything here. Well, yeah, I do have more of everything here except for that ruffle. So that's how they're working. So thanks for watching today. Have a great Saturday and a great weekend, everybody. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you next time. Happy crafting.